Welcome to Arizona Living. I'm your host, Danielle Lerner, and today we're at the Tucson Botanical Gardens getting an inside look at some of their exhibits. But before we start exploring, here's a look at what's coming up on the show. A way to have the luxuries of a home without a mortgage. And we get to know trailblazer Audrey Alfano in our Arizona Legacy series. Plus, if you're a Taurus, we have design advice for your home. That and much more coming up on Arizona Living. We are here at the beautiful and tranquil Tucson Botanical Gardens getting an inside look at some of the exhibits they have. Joining me now is Director of Development and Marketing, Laura Leach. Laura, thanks so much for having us out here today.
My pleasure.
Now I have to admit, this is actually my first time being here at the Tucson Botanical Gardens.
Welcome.
So for anyone out there who's like me and hasn't had a chance to come by, tell us about this beautiful space you have.
Well, it is very beautiful. It's a small but mighty public garden set on 5.5 acres with 17 distinct garden rooms. Everything from the cactus and succulent garden that we're in right now to our barrio garden. We have an herb garden. This garden was originally a private garden and nursery. The Porter family lived here for many, many years. It was Bernice Porter's wish that this beautiful space became a public garden. And sure enough, in 1975, it became Tucson Botanical Gardens, and here we are 50 years later, right in Midtown. So we're very proud of that long history of growing and collecting beautiful and important plants.
It really is amazing when you walk in and see everything that you have to offer here. I know you have several exhibits. You have the Washed Ashore exhibit going on right now. What's that about?
So Washed Ashore is an extraordinary exhibit. Marine creatures made out of plastic washed ashore on the Oregon coast, marine plastic debris. And it's phenomenal. You'll see little details like bottle caps and a children's bucket and spade and all the other bits and pieces that we as poor custodians of our planet allow to drift on the tide out to sea. Those are being collected and made into these magnificent sculptures that we hope are the starting point of a conversation about what we can do better to steward our planet.
Yeah, not just amazing to look at, but really raising awareness.
Absolutely.
As well. You know the summer is coming,
yes.
Right? The heat is coming, but that doesn't mean things will necessarily slow down for you. It's still a great time to come visit, right?
It's a lovely time for many reasons. About 70% of the gardens is under the canopy of mature shade trees, and so it's significantly cooler here, right downtown. We have a lot of exhibits that are here for you to enjoy, as well as the flora. There's always something in bloom at the Botanical Gardens any day of the year, I can guarantee it. But we also have beautiful exhibits. Opening on May 4th, for example, we have a new exhibit, the Great Garden Express. We have Washed Ashore here until June 30th. Dog Days is making a return by popular demand. We invite our residents and visitors who are here with their four-legged canine friends to enjoy a stroll through the gardens from June 1st through September 30th. We even have a dog membership during that time.
Yeah, and I love that you have events and activities that really involve the community and families as well. Can you talk a little more about that model train exhibit that you mentioned?
Yes, so the Great Garden Express is an extraordinary immersive exhibit. It's a G scale, which stands for garden scale model train, so a little bit larger than you might have in your basement at home. And it runs on track at 3 levels, including on a 7-foot elevated track. And it runs through an iconic Arizona high elevation plantscape inspired by the North Rim of the Grand Canyon, and past national parks monuments from across the country.
You also have some butterflies here currently. I'm sure that's a big hit with folks.
Yes, at the Cox Butterfly and Orchid Pavilion, open through the end of May and then again in October. We have butterflies from all over the world in this beautiful tropical setting. At the end of May, they actually will then be sent to their summer home, and then we'll have butterflies back in the fall.
Not only is this a wonderful resource for the Tucson community, but you've received national recognition as well for what you have here.
That's right. We were just awarded a very special designation, a Horticultural Landmark Award by the American Society of Horticultural Science. And we're just one of 18 botanical gardens and arboreta across the country to receive that award. Also, we were voted 2 years running 4th in the US Today's Best Botanical Gardens. Readers from across the country voted us number 4 for 2023 and this year 2024.
Laura, thank you so much for having us out here. And if you would like some more information on the Tucson Botanical Gardens, just head to their website. We want to introduce you to a new way of living here in Arizona. No mortgage, no maintenance, and no shared walls. Here's a closer look.
Unlike traditional stacked box apartment communities where everybody's on top of each other and you can hear your neighbors, we offer a single level, no shared walls living experience, and everybody gets their own private backyard. Hi, I'm Linda Coburn and I'm the Vice President of Asset Management for Avila Homes. When you enter an Avila home, the first thing you're going to notice is the 10-foot ceilings. And with no shared walls, it allows us to add lots of windows. So each home feels very light, very bright, very expansive. And we've really spent time optimizing the floor plan. We used every square inch. You won't see long hallways. So we've really pushed out each room to maximize the living space. The other thing you'll notice is the high-end upgraded cabinetry, quartz or granite countertops, stainless steel appliance packages, and each home is outfitted with a smart home package to really enhance that innovative technology living experience. Each Avila community has a resort-style pool, a dog park, and typically several additional recreational amenity spaces located throughout the community. We also offer organized events for our residents, opportunities for them to come and gather and get to know each other. That's how we build a greater sense of community. Probably the greatest feedback we get from our residents are how much they love the living experience. Our slogan is, it rents like an apartment but lives like a home, and that is so true. You get all of the conveniences and the luxury of single-family living, but you get all of the comforts and conveniences of rental. In a rental community, and specifically Avila communities, you have full-time professionally managed staff. You have the flexibility and convenience of rental terms. So it's really the best of both worlds. I would say Avila communities are the most pet-friendly. We have no weight limits, no restrictions. We allow up to 3 pets. And because every Avila home has a private backyard, they're the perfect home for a pet. We have nearly a dozen communities here in the Valley, as well as close to 30 across the country. So we have a location for everyone. If you want to learn more about Avila communities, you can visit our website where you can schedule a self-guided tour or an agent-guided tour.
Also here at the Tucson Botanical Gardens, they'll be opening Edna's Eatery by Charlie's Grill in May. So when you're done exploring the grounds, you can come here and enjoy a fresh seasonal menu with lots of healthy options and all-day breakfast. Here's a look at what's ahead on Arizona Living. We introduce you to a female trailblazer in our Arizona Legacy series and how a community health center is changing lives. Parker & Sons is celebrating 50 years serving Arizona homeowners, and they want to include you in the celebration. For their 50th anniversary, Parker & Sons would like you to share acts of kindness. They want to collaborate with local nonprofits and organizations to make an impact in the community. Head to the website to submit your act of kindness and join Parker & Sons in making a difference.
Arizona Legacy is supported by these sponsors.
Visit the giant Mercedes-Benz of Gilbert.
And tell them Charlie sent you.
Cummings Plumbing, the best plumber in Tucson with over 35 years of experience. And Sweet James Accident Attorneys. If you've been injured, get justice with Sweet James.
Sponsor of our Arizona Legacy series, Mercedes-Benz of Gilbert knows the importance of creating a lasting legacy in your community. And co-owner Audrey Alfano has been blazing her own trail since her days as one of the first plus-size models in the country.
My husband and I have been a team since the very beginning. We've been in this business for close to 30 years. Being a woman dealership owner has not posed a challenge. It's actually been quite the opposite. My husband and I have been together as owners from the very start, and I feel that I've earned a seat at the table so I can walk into any boardroom and feel very comfortable. My role at Mercedes-Benz at Gilbert is generally human resources and customer relations. So that entails anything that has to do with new hiring, customer relations as far as outside the dealership, with our charity work, or with the customers just walking around the dealership. It's been really important for me from the very start to be very involved in our staff training, since we are such a male-dominated business and there are a lot of our employees are mostly men. I'm very involved in the new hire and the training that they go through, and I'm very involved in making sure that they know that women make a lot of the buying decisions. We really strive to train our staff to make sure that every customer that walks in is relevant in the buying decision. In 1986, I entered a modeling contest on a whim, and I happened to win the contest. And from there, I got to fly to New York. I had a one-year contract with a very big modeling agency in New York, and it sort of spun off from there. It was a lot of fun. I had a modeling career. I think then I was in my mid-20s, and I probably modeled till about my early 40s. The challenges that I faced being the first in that industry is not so much challenges as a plus-size model, but the challenges of those that work with models. And those are the photographers, the makeup artists, the stylists. It was actually not a very warm welcome. It was very snobby. They were used to working with very young, very small, size 0, size 2, and they really didn't know what to do with us. It was not very nice, actually. But you know, here we are all these years later, and the plus-size industry is huge. So we haven't gone away, and we're trailblazers, and we're still here. There was something about the rejection, but then the confidence building when you got the job. So there's a yin and a yang to it. The rejection is hard, but I can tell you now later, all these years later, that the rejection really helps build perseverance and confidence. I think it's important to teach young women and young girls to be body positive. First and foremost, you have to be realistic of what you're looking at. In my day and age, when I was a young woman, it was magazines. And the average person really doesn't know what they're looking at. Today, we're much more savvy. We know that there's filters on cameras. And unfortunately, young girls just want to be perfect and they want to look at the pictures. But you have to try to build enough confidence to shine brightly from within and be who you are. And look at social media and photographs as an influence to help create your style, and then be your own style and your own confidence and rock it and be who you are. I think I have touched on my community with my charity work, House of Refuge, Trends Charitable Fund, Make-A-Wish Arizona, the Heart Association. I think that I've helped build a wonderful business for our associates. On a personal level, I hope that I have instilled in my children and grandchildren hard work, integrity, a kind heart, and those are the goals to make a wonderful and fulfilling life.
Just a reminder, you have until the end of May to experience the Butterfly Magic exhibit at the Cox Butterfly and Orchid Pavilion. Admission for that is included with your garden admission. Here's a look at what's coming up on Arizona Living. How a health center is changing lives in the community, and a man finding his independence through a Valley organization. Chiricahua Community Health Centers are truly helping their community. Here's one woman's story on how they've impacted her life.
I heard about Chiricahua through family. They told me about the fantastic financial program that Chiricahua offers. My name is Donna Ruiz, and I've been a patient at Chiricahua, I would say with just a few months. I've lived in Sierra Vista and Cochise County for the past 33 years. My experience with Chiricahua was extraordinary. The moment that I walked in the doors, I received top-notch customer service. The representative assisted me, and I was able to get just great service care. The representative that was there, she assisted me quickly. I just let her know that I have no insurance and that I was in a lot of pain and I needed to be seen as soon as possible if they had any openings. She was able to get me in 45 minutes. I was in tears because of the pain, and I believe that the representative that was sitting there seen that and went in the back and was able to get me in as quickly as they could. So I was probably sitting out there no more than 10 to 15 minutes. They got me seen in the back. I did kind of have a bit of an emergency situation, and all the staff members were just very polite, understanding, and compassionate. They took care of my health needs quickly. They were very knowledgeable, and the compassion was very needed, especially at that time. So that was really nice. Well, my choice to come back to Chiricahua is because, of the excellent patient care that I did receive, and I know I'll continue to receive. The passionate understanding with the staff. It was just a great experience, and also the financial programs that Chiricahua has to offer. I think it's important community service because Chiricahua has unique programs to offer, and again, fantastic financial programs it has to offer to the community and to someone like myself. And so, I believe that, it is an invaluable resource in our community. I have not been back to Chiricahua for any healthcare needs because at this time there's no other healthcare needs, thankfully. However, if in the future there's any healthcare needs that arise, I definitely will choose Chiricahua. I definitely would recommend Chiricahua to family and friends in my community. They have stellar staff, and they will be sure to meet your healthcare needs.
In our Valley Leadership Home is Where It Starts, we meet Will, who shares his newfound independence.
32-year-old Will Hendry is living independently for the first time in his life. He was diagnosed with autism when he was 4 years old. For Mom Michelle, it's peace of mind.
This was a day that I never thought I'd ever see. When he was young, he was bouncing off walls, literally.
Will makes coffee every day, cooks for himself, and keeps the apartment and his cat's litter box clean. Twice a week, Will uses an Uber to get to his job assembling fans. It took years of advocacy and hard work to get here.
A little perseverance goes a long way, doesn't it?
A major break came when Will received a scholarship to the First Place Transition Academy. The Academy is a structured 2-year program designed for adults with autism that helps build crucial independent living and career readiness skills.
That was a very rigorous program between learning how to cook, learning how to use the light rail, learning how to use Uber properly, cooking, cleaning, personal hygiene.
When Will graduated, he was accepted for housing by FSL's Spectrum Courtyard, which provides supportive housing for families and young adults with developmental disabilities, specifically autism.
That was one of my very big worries when he was younger. What's going to happen if my husband or I die? What's going to happen? Is he going to be in an institution somewhere? But no, he has learned how to live independently.
Will's rent is $700 per month, which he does find to be a stretch for him at times. But thanks to his employment and Social Security income, Will lives independently and enjoys having a place of his own.
Home is where your own heart is.
We have much more coming up on Arizona Living from the Tucson Botanical Gardens. We get design advice for the Earth sign of Taurus.
Arizona Legacy, recognizing businesses serving Arizona for over 30 years.
We continue our series Designing for Your Zodiac Sign, and this time the design experts at American Furniture Warehouse are focused on Taurus, the Earth sign.
So this is our fourth video in our Zodiac Room series, and this room is all about Taurus. Comparing it to the Aries video, which was very energetic and loud, Taurus is very calm and earthy. It's the gardener of the zodiac. And this room has very earthy colors such as green, which is also their birthstone being emerald, tones of browns, very subtle pinks that we see in the rug and also the fresh flowers. When we think about shapes in Taurus, they like rounded, more organic shapes. So we have the round coffee table, we have the artwork that is agate, which is very organic in shape. The whole vibe of this whole room is very calm in energy. Tauruses are known to be very creative, so a spot to have that time to either write or reflect. As always, you can find everything in this room and more in store or at afw.com.
We want to thank everyone here at Tucson Botanical Gardens for hosting us, and if you'd like to learn more about upcoming events or plan your visit, just head to their website. I'm Danielle Lerner, and we'll see you next time on Arizona Living, where we help you live an inspired life.